Do you believe in angels? At the time these were painted, the Catholic Church was not sure.
Some people thought they were just a form of superstition, a nice idea but make-believe.
Other people, however, believed they were definitely real. At the time these two paintings were made, many people were debating what was true and what was make-believe.
Well, one thing is for sure, these are splendid angels. Look at them. They are powerful and strong.
They look like nice people, but they are also mighty bird-like creatures with ginormous wings.
There's a pretty terrific story about the angel in the picture with St. Francis. He is the man dressed in the brown cloak, which means he's a monk, and not just that he really liked brown.
You can see that he has sort of passed out. The angel is holding him up.
He's okay, he just saw some pretty intense things that flaked him out for a while.
We are going to read you some of his statement now. He said,
All of a sudden there was a dazzling light. It was as though the heavens were exploding and splashing forth all their glory in millions of waterfalls of colors and stars.
And in the center of that bright whirlpool was a core of blinding light. It was a fiery figure with wings. 2 flaming wings rose straight upwards, 2 others opened horizontally, and 2 more covered the figure.
The sparkling features of the being wore an expression of supernatural beauty and grief.
As Francis uttered a mighty shout of joy and pain, the fire image impressed itself into his body, and it vanished within him. Then, with his soul and spirit aflame, Francis sank down unconscious.
See what I mean? That's an intense story. No wonder St. Francis needed a rest.
The word angel is related to the Greek word angelos, which means messenger.
A few hundred years ago, a saint called Jerome said that everyone had a guardian angel. He stated each one of us has from his birth an angel commissioned to guard it. That's a nice idea.
Later on, another person who stood up for angel was Saint Ignatius of Loyola, a powerful church leader. He was around at the time that these paintings were made.
He said that angels and things like saints and martyrs were important to help people pray.
Finally, in 1670, Pope Clement X made guardian angels official and made a special day for them, the Feast of the Holy Guardian Angels.
Another thing to notice in this painting are the grubby feet. Can you see them?
You'd think if you were having your portrait done, you would at least wash your toes. Actually, the artists prefer it this way. They were not afraid to shock.
Rather than paint portraits of perfect people, they were interested in painting everyday people that were true to life.
They found their models on the street and in bars and didn't care if their feet were dirty.
They also painted people directly from the models. Most other painters made lots of drawings and then created the final painting.
These artists brought the models back to the studios, set them up in poses with props, and then they painted them straight into the canvas.
It would be quite hard to hold still for a long time. Honestly, I think my arms would get tired or I'd get really bored.
Another thing to notice in this room is the special way the artists set up their lights. The images are often quite dark, except for a bright shaft of light cutting through the image.
You can see it in these images, even more in other paintings in this room.
Saint Ursula is Latin for little female bear. I have no idea why she's called that because she's not remotely like a bear. Actually, she comes from a very old story about 11,000 girls.
Well, actually, there's some confusion over whether there were 11 or 11,000 young girls, which is a pretty big difference.
The problem is, it wasn't written down very clearly. Someone did a bad job.
This painting is part of a larger work. See how they are all pointing or looking at something? They are trying to draw our attention to another part of the image. Only problem is, it doesn't exist anymore.
We will never know what they were pointing at. Was it a bird, a plane, Superman?